Hello everybody, welcome back to the Dark World. And we have a victor in the war between the nodes. Wasn't this one, it turned out to be this one. It was stronger, so we need I think we need to make it a little bit stronger even more. I don't know if they can like hold higher capacity. I've drained some of it out already and it's slowly charging up. It's not enough. Ordo's yeah, real problem still. I got a lot on this staff, but I can't use it with the crafting, and I'm running into problems with the crafting because it seems like everything needs Ordo. So, and since we only have one node left now, I think we need to get some more nodes and let them battle it out some more. I think this will get bigger and bigger and bigger the more nodes it absorbs. But maybe there's a cap to it. Maybe it can't really get bigger. I don't know. So, best we can do is I don't know. Get some more nodes and see what happens. I mean, it seems like it has less Ordo. You can't tell like what the maximum capacity is. You just have to leave it for a long time and then watch it. And if it's not going up anymore, then okay, it's reached its capacity on whatever aspect. But if it's still going up over time, then you know it hasn't reached its maximum yet. But I think we can raise the maximum by absorbing more nodes. That's my theory. So I don't know. I'm gonna just run around, explore, try to find some more nodes that it can absorb, and I'll be back. Okay, I found one node here. This one's kind of interesting. It's got Tempest on it. So, and we don't have the room, do we? Alright, I'm gonna take it back to base. Be right back. Alright, got ourselves a new node to put here. So this will be interesting. So I'm gonna kind of study this. I've recorded what stats this node has and what stats this node has to begin with. And after the fighting's all done, I'm gonna kind of see what ended up happening. Hopefully we can kind of figure out how this node merging thing works and what the ideal thing to do is. I don't know of anybody that's like done a lot of research on this or anything, so I guess this will be new research for us. So we'll see what happens. I got enough to bottle another node. Maybe I'll go search for another node, bottle it, bring it back. I'm gonna wait for these two to fight it out first, and then before I add a new node to the mix, I think. And of course we'll get the results and see what happens. Alright, so I'm gonna go grab some more, well, at least one more node, and I'll be back. Looks like this node won again against this other one. It grabbed the Tempest aspect, and the Terra went up by 3 points, so not very much. I don't know if that's a very good trade-off. If you want to combine everything into one node, then yeah, this is going to be worth it, but it seems like you start getting diminishing returns on what you get inside this thing. And I'm wondering if 32 might be as high as it'll go. Anyway, I got this node here. It's got some Victus in it. So that'd be good if we could get that in there as well. So, plop that down. And we'll see what happens. I'll be back. Okay, it looks like it gained Victus and Terra went up with another 3 points. So, it also had, what, Aqua and Ignis? But those didn't go up. So I'm thinking maybe if it's low, like Terra's kind of low still, so it can gain boost, but it's only going to go up so high and then it's going to stop. So we could probably boost air, order, and earth still. But I think aqua and ignis, they're not going to go up anymore. So I'm going to get more nodes and I'll feed them here and I'll keep researching. I'm probably not going to really show it on camera, but once I figure out exactly how it's all working and what the caps are and so forth, then I'll let you guys know. So I'll work on that off camera. For now, I think we could probably grab some stuff from this. This will replenish over time, so. Anyway, let's start working on something else. The essence stuff I was telling you about, I finally got that finished. And it's pretty nice. So, we got jars here. Actually, I'm missing the jar. That'll be aqua. Aqua I probably put over here. Let's go and put this back. Fire, Predatio. Grab those. Fire will go here. And like that. Alright, so these jars fill up automatically once I get this process started. So here we go. Get 924. If we take this label off, actually I don't want to do that, but air we got plenty of already. We think we got, yeah. So we can leave that jar there. So how does it all work, right? Here's the heart of the thing right in here. This big monstrous looking thing. Looks really cool. You get pipes running everywhere, and it just, I don't know, has a cool sort of look to it. The gold and sort of black is pretty awesome too, I think. So pretty neat. So how does it all work though? We all start with this thing here. This is just a crucible or alchemical furnace, and we get 2 alembics. We could just use one. Problem is that an alembic can only hold like one type at a time, and if it accumulates one type, then the rest will sit in here and not get filtered out. With 2 of them, since we got 2 types coming out from this, we got Corpus and Humanus. So we have an alembic for each one. If you throw a label on each one, then it can only accept that type. So you know exactly that this one's going to get Corpus and this one will always get the Humanus out. And these will buffer up to about 32 essentia per alembic. And so works pretty good. From there, it'll drain off to the alchemical centrifuge. Here I have a filter pipe. And let me grab the tuning fork or whatever it's called. There it is. Essentia resonator. And it's really important to have a filter here because this thing doesn't really have a type, but it does have suction. And so it'll have untyped suction, and it can sort of cause problems. But if you put a filter on here, then the suction goes through the filter, and now the suction is of type Corpus. You see how it's all the same now? And so having a filter on the bottom of alembic is pretty important. It'll help you avoid a lot of headaches. And so we have a lot of this basic combination. You have the filter on the bottom, the alembic, and on the top you have this essentia buffer. And the essentia buffer basically holds up to 8 of any type. And then if you don't have the type here, right, then it could whatever it gets out of here, it could be one or the other type. It could be Bestia or Mortus. But if we put a filter on here, then we make sure that the Mortus is going to go this way. And as long as this is not Mortus or untyped, then it won't go that way. So there's only one way for it to go, and there's only one way for the Bestia to come because of this filter, right? But if we click on the buffer itself, you see it has untyped. And what comes out of this is one of two types, based on what corpus is made of. It's made up of Mortus and Bestia. And so it's important to make sure things get routed where you want it to go and not just anywhere. And that's what these do. I think I'm sort of overkilling, giving you too much information. You guys are probably getting it. But so you have your two main things. This one will break down into this, and then you got to route those to here. Mortus will break down into Victus and Perditio. Perditio goes out here into the jars, whereas the Victus comes down here to this line, comes to the Victus filter, gets broken down into Aqua and Terra, and we got those two jars over here. Yeah, Terra and Aqua. And so, yeah, this is Cognito. Some of these things kind of wrap around, like, for example, here we have Humanus, which can be broken down into Bestia here, but it can also be broken down into Cognito. Cognito will break down into Ignis in one direction. Spiritus. Spiritus comes over here, and it can be broken down into Victus or Mortus. And Mortus is way over here. And so, you know, some of these things sort of cross over. And the trick of it is just to get things routed to where it should go properly. But otherwise, it's not too difficult. You have this kind of standard setup where you have a filter underneath, and then the centrifuge and a buffer. And it's actually wasn't nearly as complicated as I thought it was going to be. It took a little work to get it all running. So we got Victus on this side. The other side is the, what was it? Motus. Which breaks down to air and Ordo. So let's start it up so I can show you it in action. I need to grab some one of these, Elementum. Elementum's kind of easier to make now because we have these two, we have Ignis and Perditio that we can make really easily now with the system. And we just have to get the Potentia, which we made some of. We get that from Redstone, break down Redstone. Alright, so we throw this in. If you use the Elementum, this will drain out faster, so you can get more of the stuff out of there. And there you go. So now we got some Corpus going through here. We also got some Bestia going through. Some Humanus, and all these things kind of start spinning up. And end result is these are going to start filling up. So we got 10 and 24 here. 7. 8. So we got one of those. 9. That's going up. These are probably going up. 27. Once they start filling up, and it's just kind of all automatic, you just got to throw some Elementum in the bottom and let it go. So, yeah. So that's the automated system for doing this. It's kind of fun. This particular setup is set up specifically for Humanus and Corpus. If you're going to try to do anything else, it's going to gum up the system because you're going to end up with different aspects. It's not going to know where to go, and it's going to get stuck somewhere. So the setup you use, if you're going to try to automate stuff like this, it has to be very specific to what it is you're trying to break down. So you want to keep that in mind if you want to try to come up with your own systems to break down other items. And that went up one. Oh, there we go. But these, yeah, these can fill up pretty good. You get quite a bit out of them. And like I said, we get all 6 of the primal aspects just from the flesh. So, and it's still going, still breaking stuff down. We're not even halfway done yet with the stuff. Some of the stuff might fill up. Air's got a ways to go. Well, maybe not. Well, actually we got a lot of Aqua Hill. This will probably fill up. We'll run out of room. And this one's not too far behind. But that's the system. Yeah. It was a lot of fun making it. So, yeah. Nothing else to say about that, I guess. Put the fork back. Been doing some researching some of the forbidden stuff. Nothing here. Like these wands, I went and researched those. Did research mastery, trying to get everything out of the way, so hopefully I can unlock some new things. But so far, did the lodestone, things like this. I mean, I don't know how to unlock this yet. Did the infernal furnace, which led to there. Golemancy, I still got some. Moderate, that's not so bad. This taboo one though, I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. I'll probably wait on that one. Maybe do it last or something. One item there. Some stuff here. This has actually got some interesting things in here. We got more of these foci that we can make. There's these infused crops, sort of magical crops that we can do, which sounds kind of interesting. I was reading into that. What else was there? This is like, you can make specific enchantments and so forth. It's a platform that you can walk on, but stand on, but you can like pass through in any other direction other than down, from what I can tell. This thing is kind of interesting. This will allow you to interact with a block from another block, this block. Like if I wanted to make this thing here, if I were to connect it to this and I could hide it behind the wall and set up pipes to go into it and stuff and feed into it, and it would feed into this thing. I could put stuff in here and here without actually seeing any pipes or anything attached to it. So it's kind of cool. It gives you some possibilities to do interesting things. This is like a teleporter sort of thing, I think. Yeah, interesting stuff. I'm not sure how I'm going to use all of it necessarily. This is all done. This, I think, we pretty much got done. There are a few interesting things in here as well. This only has one item as well. So there's, yeah, I'm kind of running out of stuff to research, and there's still stuff locked, and I'm not entirely sure how to unlock it. So you might be hitting a wall soon, and we'll just one day unlock it somehow when we figure out how to unlock it. But not too much left to go for now. So I guess maybe we'll start moving on to this next. I've got some reinforced slates. Made those up, 40 of them. We're going to need 40. We want to make ritual stones. So we're going to make a new ritual, so we're going to need these. Apprentice blood orb should be enough. Which one's the highest? This one. we'll go ahead and use this. We're going to need obsidian. Like so, right? And then like so. Okay, it gets all those. Next, we need one master ritual stone. Like so. Alright. That should be everything we need. Alright. And then what I want to do is set up a second altar system like this. That's going to be for mob sacrifices. This one's going to be for self-sacrifice. We got the runes of self-sacrifice so we can do stuff on ourselves to fill up the thing. The other one's going to fill up by killing mobs. And a good way to do that is you need... you can do it by hand with a different type of knife, but better to set up this well of suffering ritual. Doesn't really say anything about it, but what it does is it basically will drain the life out of any mobs that are in the area and fill up the altar of, the nearest altar with blood as a result. So what I've been doing, we got a little fake wall here. It says this ghost block. It's a secret rooms mod. Got an elevator. We can come down here, and there's actually a mine shaft down here. That looks like Elorium. Is that? Yeah. So this is kind of where I want to set it up. And I think we can set it up at this level. I think it needs to go down like 3 from... actually I gotta go look it up, I guess. Look up exactly what shape and size and everything it is, so I know how it's gonna fit together. So I'll be right back. Alright, I think I figured it out. We're gonna need like a 9x9 area. And we need to sink this down 1. So like this. There's a peck way down here, huh? Alright, so this should be enough area for it. So I want to set down the master ritual stone. I'll go and harvest this up. I don't know if it's useful or not, but I'm going to fill it with dirt. Alright. And then you just, once you have this ritual set up, and you just like shift right click to change. Some of this actually needs to go down, doesn't it? I forgot about that. Alright, so let's go down 1 more. There we go. Alright. I think this will do it. Yep, there's one. Nine more. That should be it. Okay, so this is what the ritual looks like when it's completed. Now the rest of this we could fill in with like stone or dirt or something. sake of it. I'll finish this up off camera probably. And then we're going to want to set up the altar on top of this. So I'm going to work on this. We'll need to activate this with the ritual stone as well, but I don't want to have it active just yet until we're ready to use it, because otherwise it's going to start draining. I think it does anyway. If there's nothing, no mobs around to kill, maybe it doesn't actually do anything. We could test that out, I guess. Let me grab the ritual stone. Go down. Alright, actually I need the thing here to measure my LP network, because that's where it's going to draw it from. 20,000. I hope that's enough. Maybe I don't have enough LP to activate this yet. So, I think what I'll do is put these things in here again. I'm just going to work on filling up my network. More blood. So I'll be back. Alright, so I got about 100,000 LP in the network. I think that'll be enough. Go ahead and do it. I also did the thing, filled it up a bit like I said I was going to do. The altar is going to go right here. And we'll have a circle of runes at this level. We'll have one circle around here. We can put half slabs to cover this up if we want to. Or maybe we could just leave it poking out. I don't know. So this is be the good level to put the altar at. And that's the master ritual stone there, so. Alright, let's see what happens. Alright, so yeah, we still got quite a bit. It looks like it's going. Doesn't seem to be draining anything, so that's good. Once we put an altar here, we need to make one though. We don't have an altar yet. So let's make sure it's, yeah, still not draining. Alright, so altar looks like that. We don't have a furnace. Let's make a furnace. Make an altar. Alright, we got some blood runes here. I got most of these being self-sacrifice. I've got like 4 left, I think. We'll just take these out. I gotta make 4 more runes of self-sacrifice to complete this to this level before I can expand it again. So these are 8 that you originally start with that you have to make this first level in order to upgrade this to tier 1 or tier 2 or something. I think tier 2, and then you can start making those. So you end up with these 8 extras you can't really do anything with, but they make good fillers until you can replace them, because once you complete this level you can throw 8 of them down and then make self-sacrifice runes, finish the layer off, and then work on replacing those 8. Makes it a little bit easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to use those up here. Let me go around like this. Let me throw the blood altar there. Still not draining anything. And this is tier 1. And that should make it tier 2. Alright. we should be able to take a blood orb and throw it in there. I'll start with this one, I guess. I don't know if it could handle any of the other bigger ones. So, in theory, if there were a mob around here somewhere, it would be attacked. There'd be some blood in here. It would take a little bit of essence out of our current essence here, but the blood would fill up in here with the orb in there. It sucks it up into the network, and you end up with profit. You get about 8 LP per entity hurt or whatever, because it takes 2 LP from your network to hurt them, but then you get like 10 back, so you end up with like 8 plus in the end. Alright, so that's nice and all. Now we need mobs to hurt, right? In order to fill this thing up. And that'll be the next step. That's kind of why I was working on the slime soul shard way over here, so we can make a spawner out of it. I think it's in here. Enderman slime. So slime's good. When a slime gets hurt, and it dies, then it'll split into smaller slimes, and those can all be hurt. So I think out of all the monsters, this might be the most effective one to use. Maybe. I don't know. So we'll see. So we're going to have to make a soul cage. Is the next thing. And do we have bars? We've got bars. I believe it's just like that. Yeah. So I just earned an achievement. No fireworks anymore. Kind of sad in a way. Kind of liked it. But we would set this down. We could create more of these. I think I'll set it up at this level. I think the spawners can spawn out to about 4 out. So here's the idea. I want to have a walkway right here, a little narrow one-path walkway that I can get up to the altar if I need to. And so then we'd have like walls, like so. Alright. And then I'm going to go like 1, 2, 3, 4. Or maybe 3, 4. Well, we'll set it up about here maybe. And what level do we want it at? We're going to need runes on this level. So probably at this level. I think it can spawn at this level or one above it. So like right there. And then we just need to make a room around it. So I'm going to work on making this room. Let me check this thing real quick. Yep. I'll make a little room for it, and we can throw the shard in there and see what happens. I'll be right back. Something interesting just happened. I got this little message. What was that noise? Something behind you. Something is behind you. Surely there must be a way to stop these headaches. And I think it unlocked this thing because this wasn't here before. So this gives us some new research options, which is good. So I'll have to look into that. Stress relief for the mind. Anyway, still working on it, so I'll be right back. Alright, got this little spawner room here all set to go. There's a switch down here with the redstone signal, which lights up the light, and it should also provide redstone to the cage, which should prevent it from spawning anything. Oh, but they spawned. They're getting killed though. Let me block this off. we're actually losing. Yeah, it looks like the LP is filling up the altar faster than it can drain out. But I think once the altar's full, it's not going to do anything more. But it looks like it's working. I'll have to keep an eye on this network. I don't know why this is not sending a signal through. I guess it needs a redstone signal to spawn anything. Because now it's not spawning anything. So, interesting. But that's how we can turn it on and off. It seems to have stabilized. This thing's not draining anymore. Probably hit the limit. We started off at 54, 53. It's kind of gone down ever since. Yeah, this orb is too small, I think, to drain anymore. Let me try a bigger orb. I don't have a bigger orb on me. And we'll see what happens. Say we take this one out. I don't know if this is going to work in here though. Okay, I'm going to pull this one out first. Put this in. And this is not going to work with a tier 2 altar. So I'm going to have to work on making some runes of sacrifice, I guess. Ring this thing around. Alright, I got this thing finally draining into the orb with another layer out here. We need these pillars up as well. And these pillars are going to kind of cut into these rooms. And I don't think I really like that. I think I'd rather not have these columns in the way and just allow spawning everywhere. So I think what I'm going to do is move this down, these spawning rooms. The ritual, if we look where the ritual is here, from the master ritual stone, it can go out like 10 in each direction. So 21 by 21 by 21 is the total cubic area that it can damage mobs and fill it up, the altar, with blood. So we can go up to like 10 below this master ritual stone here. So I'm going to probably build the room below where these constructs aren't really going to interfere, because they kind of go up, but they don't really go down. And we got the altar above. It can go up to like 10 above, I think, as well, to fill up an altar. And it's only going up like 3 or 4 here. So I'm going to relocate this room below and show you what I got afterwards. And we're going to have room for like 4 of these rooms, I guess. This thing just happens to be perfect size. This is out 10 from the altar. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can see. And the spawner can spawn up to 4 away. So this room being 4 by 4, or 4 in each direction, 9 by 9, leaves up 1 path between. So yeah, I'm gonna work on this and show you the results. I'll be back. Okay, we got it all done. It's working. We got room for 3 more spawners. We have to level up some more soul shards, or we could use different types of monsters, I suppose. I put some vacuum hoppers up there to try to suck up these things, but it can't quite reach all the way around. I might have to space these out more if I want to collect all this stuff. But yeah, that's how you do it. This little switch here will control turning it on and off. When it's dark like that, it's not on. They won't spawn anymore. Let me switch it on. And I'll start spawning again. So if you want to turn it off for whatever reason, and if we check out our network, you see it's going up. So, that's how you do it. And I'll have to clean this up. We don't need this stuff here anymore. And continue building this, make it larger. This is only, what, tier 3? Yeah, tier 3. Which is enough to make this orb work. With higher orbs, you can have even higher capacity in your blood network. This is going to cap out. If you look over there on the left, kind of almost toward the top, you see that little symbol thing. And you can see it's about, well, not 2/3 yet, but close. It's maybe like 3/5 full. And we're sitting at about 68. So probably about 150,000 LP is how much we can hold with this particular orb. So that'll be the next step, is building something more. And I'll probably work on that off camera. And because we're out of time right now, so we'll pick up with something else probably next time. Move away from blood magic. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll use up this LP. You know, find something that we can make use of it. Do interesting things. We'll see. But thank you for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and leave a like, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Bye.